You know, beautiful people, I have seen sick individuals in my life. But if you really want to explore Meghan Markle's illness, go. Well, I would suggest not to go, but there's a website called Meghanpedia. There's also an Instagram account called Meghanpedia. But also, this Meghanpedia used to be linked to her TIG account when she started dating Harry. Because, of course, we know that Meghan Markle could never shut up. She could never just let things flow. She always had to put her narrative, justify her lies, try to explain that her lies were true and that other people's truths were lies, that other people's facts were lies. So we're going to explore today because we have to delve deeply into this website because this is Meghan Markle's. As I said, this was linked. This had a direct link into her TIG when the TIG was live. So you would click, you get the TIG, and then you go to the TIG at the bottom, and you had Meghanpedia, because that's a term that she used a lot, because she considers herself like an encyclopedia. Meghanpedia. I mean, this woman is truly, truly insane. So we're going to delve into two parts of it because there's lots of things to investigate here. I'm surprised nobody has gone to this before. I got a tip from one of my friends who told me that is her. That is her. And indeed, it is her, according to my friend. But if you look at everything, this is Meghan Markle, one of her secret accounts. But it's going to be very fascinating when we delve into this. And as usual, please follow me on Facebook. We need to get to 5,000. Follow me on Facebook. I appreciate you subscribing, liking, and sharing, commenting. But I am absolutely blown away. And I'm going to do a video later about the kids because I've had enough of this narrative of the kids. Oh, the kids. There's a lot of things that are going wrong. That is proof that Meghan Markle was never pregnant. That I don't really think that those are her kids. But anyways, right now, we're going to look into her mind. And just from the two little articles that she wrote in that website, you're going to be blown away because you can see the spitefulness, the nastiness of this woman. It is beyond the pale. It is beyond the pale. So I hope Samantha is able to use this website. I sent it to her already. And I hope that they'll be able to trace the links of this website to Meghan Markle. Because if they do...
So, I went home and I told my dad what had happened. And he encouraged me to write letters. So I did. And to my surprise, I received letters of encouragement from Hillary Clinton, from Linda Ellerbee, and from Gloria Allred.
Now, beautiful people, for the purpose of this video, we're going to today start with two people. This is in Meghanpedia in regards to family. If you look at this, it says Meghanpedia receipts, right? We have here fact-checking, misconception, and preconception. Of course, it's Meghan's. Home, early life and family, family and friends. Thomas Markle. We go and hit her father. There he is, a picture of him looking angry. And of course, she used a picture of him giving an interview, right? Thomas Markle was born in a small coal mining town in Pennsylvania before moving to California in search of the American dream. Thomas was married to Rosalind, with whom he had two children, Samantha, also known under the hashtag The Other Daughter. I have never known that Samantha was known under the hashtag The Other Daughter. That is what Meghan thinks of Samantha, the other daughter. But in reality, excuse me, the other daughter is Meghan Markle because she came second, just like she always comes second in life. And Thomas Jr., his two oldest children are both in their 50s, estranged from their own children. You can see that this is Meghan Markle, right? Because we saw that email that she sent to Jason Kanoff. And isn't it terrible? Because she went out of her way to befriend Ashley. She's gone out of her way to befriend Ashley, Samantha Markle's daughter, which explains why she's being so spiteful. Thomas worked in Hollywood as a lighting director on the set of Married with Children and General Hospital, where he met his wife, Doria. Thomas has two brothers, Frederick and Michael. Frederick is a cleric with two sons who have refused to comment on Meghan's life, perhaps respecting her privacy or because they really do not know her. Again, because she wants to portray this picture that she didn't have a family growing up. Too bad Sean Johnson just came out and debunked all of this. Michael, on the other hand, worked as a diplomat and claims, listen to this, he claims to have helped her secure her internship in Argentina. Meghan never mentioned him at all on her lifestyle blog or in any interview. So this assertion cannot be corroborated. Michael had no pictures with Meghan when he sold his story to the British tabloids. So again, his claims cannot be substantiated. So she is counting on the fact that there's no pictures with Mr. What's his name? Michael. But of course, he helped her secure. Mr. Thomas Markle said that he contacted his brother to help him secure that internship to Meghan Markle, and that she did know him and she did meet him. And then, of course, please contribute to the production of this content by buying us a cup of coffee. Donate. Okay? This is just to tell you what a nasty piece of shit Meghan Markle is. This is an insane woman. And it's going to be interesting because I sent it to Samantha. So I'm sure they're going to follow the links to this website to see if it's at all linked, not ranked, to Meghan Markle's. And now let's go to Doria's, because he only apparently has two family members in her life, Doria and Mr. Thomas Markle.
Just as we need more men like my father, who championed my 11-year-old self to stand up for what is right.
For Doria, it's all praise. It's all praise. But as we just saw in the little clip that I showed you at the at the United Nations speech that she gave, that she was hired for, that her former agent that she later discarded got her that speaking gig. She never once mentioned Doria. The only person she mentioned was her father. And that was a long speech, guys. But the only person she mentioned was Mr. Markle as the father that all little girls need when growing up. She didn't say that old little girls needed a black mother like Doria. But listen to what she says here. Doria Ragland. And of course, she posts a picture of Doria looking angelic at her wedding. Such a fucking con artist. I swear to God, I hate them. Doria Ragland is the only child of Alvin and Jeanette Ragland, like her daughter Meghan. But again, because she's trying to create a distance between Doria Ragland and her other siblings, Sean Johnson, right? For Sean Johnson's father and her other siblings, because there are quite a few siblings, by the way. She has a numerous family. But she's trying to present an image that Doria doesn't have any siblings. She was born in 1956. Her father, Alvin, was an antique dealer, and her mother, a nurse by profession. Doria attended Fairfax High School, graduating and started off her career as a makeup artist in Hollywood. That's not true. When Mr. Markle met her, according to Tom Bauer, she was a drug dealer pushing drugs and an assistant makeup artist. She was not the makeup artist. She was an assistant, just like Meghan is always second or supporting role everywhere. It was on the set of General Hospital where she met Thomas Markle, and the two got married in 1979, and 2 years later welcomed their only child, who would go on to be the history-making Duchess of Sussex in 1981. Are we still having any doubts that this is Rachel Meghan Markle writing this load of shit? The history-making Duchess of Sussex. During some time in her life, Doria had a career change, worked in the travel industry, and they traveled together, which is why the Duchess has such a love for travel today. No. She has a love of travel because she gets private planes and she's not happy within one place. You know, when somebody's that unstable, traveling up and down, it's just geography. There's a one constant that never changes, and that's her. So her traveling, looking for things, she's never going to find them because the things that she needs to sort out are inside of her. The Duchess, look how she always refers to her as the Duchess, never as Meghan. Meghan has stated, my mother raised me to be a global citizen. Doria went to university and obtained a Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology and a master's degree in social work and worked as clinical therapist. This is a very big fat lie. Doria has never worked as a clinical therapist because she didn't get her license. She applied. She was on her way to get a license as a therapist, but she never finished it. She never worked as a clinical therapist. And this makes it even more interesting that Meghan Markle said she wanted to kill herself because she didn't have anybody to talk to while boasting about her mother being a clinical therapist for mental health. In the geriatric community, hence now they have that bogus cash for, cash business only for the elderly. Doria is also a yoga instructor. Doria is very close to the Duchess and is the epitome of grace in the midst of media scrutiny. She's loyal and supportive to her daughter, whom she has given her pet name Flower, to imply virginity. Meghan Markle stopped being a virgin when she was 12. But yeah, she's that close to the point that Meghan Markle never mentioned her or praised her in any way. Even Sean Johnson says that Mr. Markle was the access of Meghan's world, not Doria. Even her school teachers didn't know who Doria was until she was later in life. They didn't even know her mother was black. What the Duchess has said about Doria, we can just have so much fun together, and yet I still find so much solace in her support. That duality coexists the same way it would in a best friend. You know what's interesting? You know when Mr. Markle said that Meghan came and asked him that there were two boxes, black and white, which one should she fill out? Why doesn't she have that story about her mother? Why wasn't Doria the one who told her to make another box and she would support her? Why wasn't Doria going to the stores buying her a black Barbie and a white Ken, or vice versa, for her to see? Why was it only Mr. Markle who was teaching her about the difference in race? Why wasn't Doria? After all, Doria, according to Meghan, is the best there is. She was keeping me safe. She was teaching me to take care of my body. She was telling her to sell her body. She was teaching her how to sell her body. Don't give the milk away for free. She was introducing me to history and fostering a love of being outdoors. When is that? The only one who was taking her outdoors. We've seen the videos of Mr. Markle taking her fishing, taking her to Big Bear. We don't see Meghan Markle anywhere like that. It's just that, taking her to Hawaii when she was little and then dumping her on Mr. Markle so she wouldn't see her for years. The one who was teaching her the love of outdoors is Mr. Markle. He has a lot of the videos that he's shown us. She was planting the seed for me to become a foodie. I'm sorry, this is too funny. It was Mr. Markle who was taking her to places like Frank and Russo or something like that, Frank and Russo, and to very expensive restaurants after her private tap dance lessons that he paid for and pony rides that he paid for. She was showing me how to be a daughter, not just in that moment, but for when I became that grown woman. For right now, and 30 years from now, she was loving me so tightly. To all of the wonderful mamas in this world. Why would she say mama? Mamas in their world. She calls her mama or mother. In this world, thank you for all the lessons, for all the love. For you, I love you, mommy. The Duchess of Sussex, Meghan on the Tig, speaking of Doria, her mother. To all the wonderful mamas in this world, thank you for all the lessons, for all the love. For you, again, the same thing. I mean, this part is a slap on Mr. Markle's face because Doria is responsible for giving Meghan the interest in humanitarian work when it's not true. It was Mr. Markle who would take her to the soup kitchens. And the school, the private school Mr. Markle paid for, that would take them also to soup kitchens as part of the program of the school that they had. Buying turkeys for homeless shelters at Thanksgiving, that was Mr. Markle. That was the school as well. Delivering meals to patients in hospital care, donating any spare change in their pocket to those asking for it, and performing quiet acts of grace, be it a hug, smile, or a part of the back to show one's, or a pat on the I'm dyslexic, or a pat on the back to show one's in need that they would be all right. How can she have any spare change if she claimed that she had no food? She had to work at the age of 13 to put food on the table, to help her parents put food on the table. So how can she have been traveling and be a global citizen if she couldn't afford to even have a salad, a $4.99 salad and Sizzler bar? This is what I grew up seeing. So that is what I grew up being, a young adult with a social consciousness to do what I could, and to, at the very least, speak up when I knew something was wrong. Her new son-in-law, Prince Harry, had this to say about Doria Ragland. Her mom's amazing. Her mom's amazing. Interview with the BBC, November 2017. It is absolutely sickening. This whole thing about Doria, it is such a disgusting thing. You know, when she did her interview with Jonathan Ross, she didn't speak about her mother. She spoke about Mr. Markle being a DP, the director of lighting, you know, like, she's like, my dad is this, my dad is in Hollywood. She never spoke of her mother. All the interviews, when she went on Rachel Ray, she went to see his side of the family in Malta. She went to see his side of the family in Malta, not Doria Ragland's side of the family. She went to Ireland looking for where, when she did that thing, you know, I think it's Scotland or Ireland. I can't remember which one it is. She went to where they said, oh, your family is Irish. He goes, yes, they are. But she's never gone looking for that 43% Nigerian that she claims to have. She went to Malta. We've seen that on the Rachel Ray show. Ireland. Her father was praised constantly. He even shipped her soup, the soup that she liked, because she wasn't in Hollywood, and she liked that soup, that special type of soup. So he FedExed her that soup to Toronto. She even thanked him for that, and she's bragged about it. She never talked about Doria. But now, this goes to show the insanity of who Meghan Markle is, because this is her site. This is her site, according to my friend. And look, it is really her site, guys. And as I said, when she had the TIG, this link was included in the TIG's website. So, and we're going to get into this. We're going to get a lot into this, because there's so many things that are so wrong with this woman. I mean, what do you beautiful people think? I think Samantha better take a good look at this site, because I really, it's mind-boggling. It really is mind-boggling.